going on, everybody? December the 8th, Gemini here. Hope everybody's having a terrific day. I got two builds and tunes. These are both going to be for S-Class. The first one I'm going to be doing is the 2002 Nissan Skyline GT-R. And the second one will be the 2010 Ferrari 458 Italia. Once again, these are both for S-Class. So I'm going to do the Nissan first, then do the Ferrari. After both builds and tunes, I'm going to do 2 quick laps at Mugello, which is the circuit I use to tune the Ferrari Italia for. So I'm going to show you 2 quick laps on that, just to show you what this car is capable of in my hands. So that's pretty much it. Let's get started. Alright, we're going to start from right to left here with a conversion, and we have a conversion for a rear-wheel drivetrain. Over to the arrow and appearance, we're going to go with the front Forza wing and also the rear Forza wing. The rear bumper and side skirts, I left it stock, so I'm just going to skip through that and go on over to the tires and rims. We're going to start with the raised tire compound. For the front tire widths, I upgraded it to my first option. And we're going to max out the rear tire width. Alright, for the rims, I went with Team 5 Ziggin with the GN Plus rims. Alright, rim size, I left the stock for the front and rear. So let's go over to the drivetrain, and we're going to start off with a stock clutch, a sport transmission, a race driveline, and a race differential. Alright, that does it in this section. Let's go over to the platform and handling, and we're going to start off with some race brakes, race springs and dampers, front and rear race anti-roll bars, a race chassis reinforcement, and a race weight reduction. Alright, so let's add some horsepower to this thing and go over to the engine and power. We're going to start off with a race air filter, a stock fuel system, a race ignition, race exhaust. I decided to go with cams, stock, sport valves, stock displacement, race pistons and compression, sport twin turbochargers, and these 2 following upgrades I never really upgrade on these. I don't think it's worth it. So we got a stock intercooler, a stock oil and cooling, and a race flywheel. Alright, so that does it for the build. Let's go on over to the tune. And we got ourselves for the front tire pressure at 30.0 and 29.0 for the rear. This is the final drive that I set at 3.95, but you can mess around with that. Depends on the track. For the front camber, we got negative 1.0 and negative 0.8 for the rear, with a neutral toe at 0.0 and negative 0.5 for the rear, with a front caster angle of 5.5. Alright, front anti-roll bars at 20.80 and 19.20 for the rear. Alright, front springs at 666.5 and 615 for the rear. And we're going to slam the ride height all the way down to 6.6 for the front and rear. Rebound stiffness 9.7 for the front and 8.9 for the rear. with a front bump stiffness of 4.2 and 4.9 for the rear. For the front downforce, we're going to go with 100 pounds and 235 for the rear. Alright, this is how I managed to set up my brakes for this car at 45% balance and 152 brake pressure, brake force. And the differential, I left it at 50% acceleration and 25% deceleration. You guys can mess around with that a little bit. It depends on the track. But I'll leave it to that. So now let's go and do the Ferrari 458 Italia. Alright, we're going to start from right to left again. Even though we don't have any conversions, I'm going to show you anyway. This car doesn't have a lot of upgrades. It's pretty high up in its class already. But we got ourselves a front Forza wing and a rear Forza wing as well. Tire compound, we're going to go with race, of course. And we're going to max out the front tire width and maxing out the rear tire width as well. Oh, excuse me, no, we are going with our second option here. Sorry about that. I got confused with the other tune. But anyways, for our rims, we're going to go with the TSW Trackstar floor rims. Another one of my favorite rims. For the rim size, I left it stock for the front and rear. Alright, over to the drivetrain. We got ourselves a stock clutch, which I really don't upgrade on because I use manual with clutch, so I don't think it's necessary. So a stock transmission and a stock driveline. Alright, over to the platform and handling. We got ourselves race springs and dampers, front and rear anti-roll bars, and a stock weight reduction. The roll cage already comes with it, and so does the race brakes, so you'll be able to adjust your brakes. Over to the engine, we don't have any upgrades except a sport flywheel, I believe. So, yeah, but it has plenty of horsepower. What is it? 562 horsepower. That's good, and 398 foot-pounds of torque. I mean, the car felt good. It had a little understeer to it, but I think I got rid of it. It felt pretty good. So after the tune, I'm going to be doing, like I said, 2 quick laps just to show you. I'm not sure what camera angles I used. Probably the hood or maybe inside the cockpit. I really don't use the outside views. I don't know. Just don't, not into it. Anyways, here's our tune. We're going to go with 28.0 for the front tire pressure and 28.5 for the rear. This is the final drive I came up with at 4.94. I think it has plenty of speed, but you can always mess around with that for different tracks. For the front camber, we're at negative 0.9 and negative 0.7 for the rear with a neutral toe for the front and negative 0.2 for the rear with a front caster angle of 5.5. If the car is not responding enough for you, bring the front toe out a little bit, maybe to 0.1, 0.2. And I decided to go a little higher on the front caster angle at 6.0. Alright, for the front anti-roll bars at 15.80 and 20.60 for the rear. Front springs at 556.5 and 723 for the rear. And we're going to go with a 4.4 right height for the front and evenly match the rear at 4.4 as well. Alright, so over to the damping. We're going to start off with the rebound stiffness with 8.5 for the rear and 9.7 for the rear. I mean 8.5 for the front and 9.7 for the rear. Sorry guys. I need more coffee. So that was a bump stiffness of 5.0 for the front and 4.0 for the rear. Here's our downforce. Braking, this is what I came up with. 47% balance and 160 brake force. And here's the differential with 36% acceleration and 24% deceleration. Alright guys, so that's it. Those are the two builds and tunes. Now, like I said, I'm going to do 2 quick laps. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you do so, please leave not 1, but 2 big thumbs up. And thank you guys so much for your support. Take care, everybody. Peace.